Hello students, welcome back to the next class of quantity surveying and contracts management. Okay, we'll continue the same problem of steel roof truss. So I'll briefly go through the points that we discussed in the first part. So far we have covered 6 quantities: principal rafter, struts, central suspender, tie main central, tie main sides. Okay, so I hope you have no doubt with this part of the calculation. So quickly moving on to the next part of the calculation. So that is the ties inclined and ties inclined. They are two. So which are those? We'll just have a look. So see here, it is written tie, and this is a tie member. So likewise, so since tie members are of same size, 50 by 8, 50 by 8 here, but the thing is we cannot include them at one point, so we have to write them separately. The reason being, the length of these tie members 1 and 2, they are 1.5 meter long, whereas this tie member, which is of same section, 50 by 8, but it is 3.3 meter long. So this will include in one category and these will include in one category. So tie member inclined, I have written 50 by 8 here. So firstly we'll include these. So I'll call this as 1 and 2. So there are two numbers. So likewise, this half section has two members. Similarly, the other has two members. So one side 2 and other side 2. So length is 1.5 meter. So calculate the total part, and unit weight, as I have told you, it is in the steel table. So page number 120, refer the unit weight there. So in steel table, for that particular tie members, it is given as the unit weight is in Newton meter. So you have to convert that to kg, right? I hope you know the conversion factor for that. So convert that in kg and multiply here, because we are working in kg per meter. So whatever steel quantity we get, it will be in kgs. Okay, now having a look at the other tie member, which is running from this end to this end. So we have one tie member here, the other tie member on this side, right? So there are total two tie members, and the length of this is 3.3 meters. Okay, so this tie member we have 4 in numbers, 1.5. So total quantity in meter length will be what? 6 meters. You have to multiply that with 3.1 kg per meter. We already know what is the unit weight, since the tie member central is also 50 by 8. So 6 meter is the total length required for this ties inclined, and unit weight of that is 3.1. So multiply that, you will get in kgs. Similarly for this tie member, two numbers are there. 3.3 is of one member, then 6.6. multiply with the unit weight, you will get what is the weight in kgs. So this part, this column, I will give you as assignment. Please, it is my request, whatever is been uploaded as a video content in your WhatsApp group, please write it down on daily basis, so it won't be a cumulative burden for you when you do it later, right? So please, it's my request to write whatever is been covered through video content on daily basis in your fair work. It is for your own good. Okay, moving on to next. Cleats for purlin. Now what are these cleats? Now cleats are nothing but they are the supporting members which are provided to support the members. Now cleat angles are provided at two places here. One is at the location of purlin and one is at the location of the base. Now to have a clear picture of the base, have a look at this. So this is your truss member or tie member, main part. So it is covered with, it is attached to what? A gusset plates here. These are the tie members, and gusset plate is in between, and it is connected with the means of a bolts, you can see here. Now this is of masonry or concrete, right? So this truss part is attached, or the load transferred from the truss through this is into this column is by means of the plates what you see here. This is a base plate which is placed above this masonry. Above that masonry we have two bolts. These are called as anchor bolts or rack bolts, which are longer in length. So see here it is 30 centimeter long to hold the base plate firmly into the masonry, and followed by that we have two angles here. So those angles are 75 by 75 by 10. Now the purpose of these angles is to hold the gusset plate. I will not go more into steel structures, assuming that you have already undergone that subject. So these are the cleat angles which are of size 75 by 75 by 10, which are used to hold the gusset plate and support the tie members. One more cleat angle is provided immediately behind the purlins. Now see here, this is the principal rafter. The orientation of, I'll show you here. So purlins principal rafter is like this, and over this we place purlins. Now see here, the orientation of principal rafter is also like this, right? It is upside down, the angle. So these are the two principal rafters, they are running like this. So above this we place a purlin like this, right? The purlin is running in this manner. Purlin is running in this manner. Now since purlin is placed like this, so because of the load it has a tendency to topple if it is not, or use a common sense, where are you going to anchor this? You just cannot rest it on this. So to place this we need something like this, some kind of angle which is running like this. Right, so this is angle. So this is not running full, but the purlins are running full length from one truss to one truss. For every truss we provide a cleat angle which will support this purlin from sliding down, right? So see here, so there are purlins, so it is written somewhere, yeah, okay, so here it is, purlins, they are of what size? 125 by 75 by 8. So this is an indication of purlin which is here. See here, the orientation of purlin you can see like what I have shown, and this is the cleat angle. Now we have how many purlins on one side? So total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. There are total 6 purlins on one side of the principal rafter. So how many total purlins in one truss? So 6 on one side, 6 on the other side, right? So total we have 12 purlins for one truss, right? So a total 12 purlins, okay, total 12 purlins. So how many cleat angles are required? As many number of purlins, so many number of cleat angles for purlins. Okay, so now what is the size of cleat angle for purlin? It is 75 by 75 by 8 and it is 11 centimeter long. It is 11 centimeter long. So cleat angles at base, there are how many numbers? Okay, we didn't see that. Okay, we'll have a look at that also. So cleat angles at base. So there is one here, one here. There are 2 on one side. How many on both sides? Total 4 numbers. Total 4 numbers, and length is 30 centimeter. So cleat angles for purlins will come later. So these are how many? 2 on one side, 2 on other side, and length is 0.3. Length is 0.3. So 4 into 3 is 12. So that is 1.2 meter is the length. And unit weight of 75 by 75 by 10 is 11 kg per meter. Similarly, cleat angles for purlin, we discussed how many we require. We require 12 for one truss. So length is what? 0.11. So 12 into 0.11 is 1.32 meters and unit weight is 8.9 kg per meter. So just multiply, you will get the total weight in kgs. I hope you don't have any doubts with this part. Okay, moving on to next. Now the quantity calculation related to the connections, which is very important. So mainly for truss or in steel members, we have two types of connections. One is bolted connection and one is welded connection, right? So the steel assembly may be with respect to providing a bolted connection or welded connection. But this particular problem we have bolted connections. So the next calculation that we are going to do is calculation of gusset plate. Now gusset plate, as you can see from the section, the thickness of the gusset plate used here is 8 mm, right? So gusset plate, I'll write it as gusset plate 8 mm thick. Now where all this gusset plate is provided? So first we'll start with apex. Apex is this point. This is apex. Then base. Base is this. Base is this. Then at head of struts, head of struts, head of struts, head of struts. At bottom of struts, 1, 2. At inclined strut, there is 1. At bottom of suspender, there is 1. Right. So we have to write the sizes of all these gusset plates based on what location they are provided, right? Now based on the location they are provided, I have listed them like this: at apex, at base, at head of the strut, at head of the strut, at bottom of the strut, at bottom of the strut, at inclined tie, at bottom suspender, right? Okay guys, so I have listed down all the sizes of the gusset plate. So we'll discuss one by one. So at apex, it is one number and 0.75 by 0.45. So this is a total quantity in meter square. Okay, we'll not look at this now. For instance, we'll only concentrate on the first three columns. So at apex means where this is at apex. This is apex or ridge point. So gusset plate size is 0.75 or 75 centimeter by 45 centimeter. So it is only one. It is at the mid. So it is 1 in number. 0.75 length, 0.45. Multiply this, you will get 0.338 meter square. Similarly at base. So at base, what is the size of the gusset plate? It is 70 by 45 here. So we have how many such for one truss? One on this side, one on the other side. So there are two. So two numbers, 0.7 into 0.45 at head of strut. At head of strut, have a look here. At head of strut, so this is 75 by 25 centimeter. So one on this side, one on the other side. So how many total? So two numbers, so 0.75 by 0.25. So again at head of strut for the other components here, it is 25 centimeter by 20 centimeter. Look at this, look at this. It is also 25 centimeter by 20 centimeter. We have 2 on one side, 2 on the other side. Total how many? 4 numbers for one truss. So 4 numbers, 0.25 by 0.2. So 4, 0.25, 0.2, multiply. Multiply these 3 and you will get this quantity. At bottom of the strut. At bottom of the strut, size of this is what? 35 centimeter by 25 centimeter. 35 centimeter by 25 centimeter. We have how many? One on this side, one on the other side. Total 2 numbers for one truss. Similarly again bottom here, 45 centimeter by 32 centimeter. One on this side, one on the other side. Total 2 numbers. Write it here. Inclined tie. Inclined tie, what is the size? It is 32 by 25, one on this side, one on the other side. So 2 numbers, write it here. So bottom suspender, so suspender is also the central part which divides the truss into 2 halves. So this part we have only one, which is 25 by 20. So 0.25 by 0.2. Okay, so the main part, what comes is, when you calculate these quantities, this is in meter square. But generally when we calculate the weight of the steel in kgs, we have the density of steel, right? So you remember only one thing. But since we have calculated this in meter square, right, we need to multiply something to get this in kg, right? So what I'll do here is, I have calculated this in meter square. To convert this to volume, what should I multiply this with? This is the area. So this I should multiply with what? 2.216 into, we did not consider anywhere the thickness of the gusset plate here. Now you multiply the thickness. So 8 into 10 to the power minus 3 is meter, is the thickness. So doing this, what you'll get in? You'll get in meter cube, right? So density is what? 7850 kg per meter cube, right? So we don't have any angle section for this, so you have to multiply with the density of the steel. So what is that? It is 2.216 into 8 into 10 to the power minus 3. This is multiplied with what? Density. So this, what I'll do is, I'll get this as 0.0177. This I should multiply with what? Density of steel, 7850 kg per meter cube. So what you'll get? 139.16 kgs. So this is all for today. I hope you followed with whatever was done up till this quantity. Any doubt, please feel free to contact anytime through calls, WhatsApp, and clarify your doubts. Thank you.